What's up, everybody? Welcome to an Animal Crossing Let's Play here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the rogue one at Gary Whitta.
Hello, Greg. How are you?
I am excellent, Gary. How are you?
I'm good. What a very special stream this is.
Gary, we do a lot of weird, goofy things here at Kind of Funny, and I would say this is among the top things we've ever done. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go to the official Joe Biden campaign island on Animal Crossing. We are debuting it. It is called Biden HQ. At the end of this stream, we'll give out the dream code so you yourself can go and be a part of it and see what is up with it. Obviously, it's quite the honor to be a part of this, to go and do this stuff and have see what's up with Biden Island in all its glory, right, Gary?
I'm excited. This is really cool.
Now, Gary, you're an Animal Crossing aficionado, right?
I am.
What do you look for in a good promotional island? Because, of course, Joe Biden did not create this island. Joe obviously has a campaign staff that is jumping onto the Animal Crossing craze. What do you look for in a good promotional island?
You know, this will actually be the first promotional island I've ever been to. I'm not usually into these like corporate, activations and things like that. A lot of them strike me as a bit cynical and money grabby. But this one obviously is a very special case in the service of a very good cause. So, and I've heard some very interesting things about just how much work they've put into making this Biden island a really cool place. So I'm excited to see it for myself.
Well, right, of course, how much work it takes to make an Animal Crossing island. It's not something you can just whip up overnight, right, and be into. You got to get out there and do it. So obviously
my wife does a lot of landscaping and terraforming. I'm lazy. I just put down flowers and people go, oh, what a nice island. Looks like a really cheap way to make your island look good. But the landscaping and some of the really cool features, some of the 5-star islands that you see people make, you could really do incredible things with the island designing now in this new Animal Crossing. So, like I said, I've heard they've put a lot of effort into this. I am excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah, so here we are. Obviously, main HQ here. You know what I mean? Like there's the town halls you'd expect, right? Go on in there, see what Nook's up to.
The Joe flag flying.
Oh, there he is!
Oh my God!
The man himself.
We have sighted the man himself already.
No malarkey, of course.
No malarkey.
The Joe Biden catchphrase we all know and love. No malarkey, right there. Of course,
Look at this. Joey's here to greet us right away.
I want to obviously custom design portal here. The Biden team went through and made a whole bunch of different shirts and stuff that you can grab. Obviously, you come in here. I think that's a key thing I want to put on. Obviously, a matching Biden Harris shirt. Get in there and do that. And that's the thing. The island. Obviously, a lot of TLC went into it and a lot of care for, I think, what people know about Joe Biden is in here. His love of ice cream, his love of trains, his love of America, Gary. But importantly, obviously, all the Joe merch you can get on joebiden.com, which I have spent plenty for. I'm going to stick with
so just so we're clear, what we're doing right now, Greg, is visiting Joe's island via a dream code, which is a feature they recently introduced that allows you to go visit anyone's island. And you're not actually going to the actual island, but they kind of like capture an image of it, and you can go visit it essentially like in a dream. Like it's exactly what the real island looks like, but you can't interact with anything. You can just kind of poke around. We actually did this with the animal talking set, where people can go to the animal talking set via my dream code, and they can sit in the host chair. And it's a really, really cool feature to go visit other people's islands, but the actual host doesn't need to be there at the time. Yeah,
you figure that that's a big thing about Animal Crossing, right? Where if you and I want to play together, we have to usually be on at the same time. You have to send me a dodo code. There's all these different ways to get involved and go do it. But for something like this, where you want people to come to be available, you put out the dream code. People can come here at their leisure, take photos, get shirts, do whatever they want.
Right, and again, also, and just in case people are wondering, the reason why it's only Greg's character on the island and not mine as well is in a dream code visit, only one person can visit the island at a time. You can't go as a group. So I'm watching Greg as he wanders around the island here.
Exactly. You see here they've made outside of Nook's Cranny an ice cream truck for Joe.
Joe likes his ice cream.
He does like his ice cream. You can go here, get a photo, get some ice cream with him.
I like the Rainbow Pride version of the Joe banner there.
It's something I was impressed with too, in terms of the signage around the island for sure. But even at the custom portal, like they have the shirts that are there are the real shirts on joebiden.com. Like they have the Blacks for Joe Biden shirt on the portal. You can get it on the .com. They have the obviously gay pride here that you can get on joebiden.com.
Yeah, did you see the rainbow ice cream?
Oh yeah,
giant rainbow ice cream.
oh yeah. They
cool.
know what they're
Look at
doing
that.
over here. They know what they're doing. So yeah, this is interesting. Look at this, a litter problem. Come on, Joe, clean it up. Stuff going on here, right? But I thought so. First off, you'll notice a lot of the island residents dogs. Joe Biden loves dogs, so they made sure that they went through and got a lot of them, obviously, so they could make sure they had.
Don't trust anyone who doesn't like dogs. That is a good rule
Great
for
point.
life.
Bring dogs back to the White House. That's what we've been saying, right, Gary?
Absolutely. So what is this field office? Is this some kind of campaign office? What are we looking at here?
Again, for what they did here in Animal Crossing, if you didn't know, you can go in and do whatever you want with your home space. For Joe Biden's home, for this island, they went through and made it a field office.
Oh, look at this. That's actually really great.
So you can come in here
it looks just like an office.
Exactly, like you're actually in here, like you're working, getting out there, making people rock the vote and do all that different stuff, right? So yeah, they have the
That's actually
computers
super
and stuff
cool.
in here.
So it looks like they blocked off the bathroom back there with the whiteboard.
Yeah.
So there's no bathroom access.
No, you don't need one. You know what I mean? In this world, you don't need it. You can come in here.
All these campaign workers are working so hard right now, Greg. They're not even going to the bathroom. They're just holding it. They're just holding it until November 3rd.
Exactly. Again, you can come in here. This is obviously stuff that's available out there on the kiosk. You can go get these different.
This is an interesting room. There's a shower stall and a DJ booth. I've never seen that particular combination of furniture items.
Here's the thing. Remember these shower stalls for what they are. I think what they're using them here for is, obviously, use your imagination, Gary. They're changing rooms. See, it's like you would come in here, get the piece of Joe Biden merch, then go into the changing room and put it on.
Oh, that's right. I thought they were shower stalls. No, you're right.
I think it's kind of, you got the hats.
You can go in there and you can change your outfit. Right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they have all that stuff over here, right? Yeah.
I'm still not sure about the DJ, but I mean, why not? Why not have a DJ?
You know, come on, have some fun. Well, I think it's supposed to, it kind of reads like in Abercrombie and Finch place, right? Where you come in, you got the music, you change your shirt, you put on whatever you want, you do that kind of thing. I think that's what it's all about. All right. Now, that's not where the Easter eggs here in the field office end, from what I understand.
I really like what they did here with this campaign office. Like, it looks like a busy working.
It looks lived in.
Office.
You know what I mean? This is where they are. They're out there.
Phones,
they're out there hustling.
Typewriters.
Yeah. But when you come up here, right?
So I'm not sure. A coffee machine and no access to the bathroom feels like a nightmare waiting to happen, Greg.
So the way this was described to me, right, is that this is the split office for Vice President Biden and Senator Harris over here. So on Joe's side, you see the dog right here. He's got his dog, of course, right? Like over here, he's got his picture of him up there. He's got his ice cream on his desk.
Hospitals, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Got a bed, so he can sleep.
He's got an award for that from the Happy Home Academy.
Of course, yeah. Well, they
approved it.
Yeah, he's got the one there, right, and then he's got the two over there as well. So I mean,
who is that? Is that a young Biden?
That's a young Biden. That's a young Biden over there.
That.
Also, they put a sunglass collection on the wall. See, because obviously Joe Biden and shades are a big part of it and all that.
And then go over the other side. Is Kamala Harris a sneakerhead or something? Because I'm seeing a lot of sneakers on the wall.
I mean, according to this world, she has to be, and I would assume so. I don't know that information factoid about her, but it definitely appears that way.
I know she wears a lot of sneakers, but I don't know if she I see her wearing a lot of Converse. I don't know if she's like
she's got taste.
Or just into shoes in general.
Yeah, she's got paperwork
and
over
then
here.
Look at that. There's like a stove with something cooking on the stove.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you figure they're working such long hours, Garrett. They got to get in here. They got to do this.
Yeah.
All right, go back downstairs. Downstairs, not an Easter egg by any stretch of the imagination. I think the world knows Joe Biden's obsessions.
Like the little. Do you know there's a little race car bed in Joe's part of the office as well?
Right.
It was funny.
But he come all the way out here.
What do we got now? In my house, this is the animal talking set, the basement. Joe has gone all out for trains.
Yep, Joe's Train Town in here. So you can get in here. You can have fun. You can get in here. You can be part of that. You see all the different train sets he set up because obviously Joe.
Well,
Biden.
This is actually impressive because hardcore Animal Crossing aficionados like myself, Greg, will know that there are in fact 4 seasonal variations of the train set, and he's got all 4 of them.
That's some time traveling right there. You know what I mean? They had to. I bet to make this all work, they had to get out there and time travel and make sure it happened.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very cool. Like again, like that's what we're talking about. You bring that to the table, right? Of like even beyond just the fact that oh cool, you're doubling down on Joe Biden likes trains. It's the fact that no, somebody actually went through a lot of time and work to get in there and make that happen.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, field office there, and then you go over here. Now this is interesting, right? This is the iwillvote.com center they made. And so the idea here, exactly, and of course, then the message of iwillvote.com and your voting plan checklist. Are you voting in person or mail? Where are you voting? And how are you getting there? Of course, you can go to iwillvote.com. You can lay all that out. You can look into, obviously, registration deadlines, which have come and gone for some people, but ideas of how you go through and do this and what's going on and where it's going to go, right? Like, how all this is going to happen. It's pretty fantastic and spectacular.
I really like what they did with the changing booths here. Same changing booth that we just saw in the other office, but they've customized it with the curtains here to make them look like voting booths. I like that.
Of course, of course. Yeah, and so yeah, they have all that over here, and they have all this over here. They're doing this stuff.
This is like where the poll workers would be, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Poll workers would sit over there. You go in there. You vote over there. Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, here you can drop your ballot in the mail if you wanted to. Very nice. You know what I mean? All the different ways to vote. Come over here.
Nothing wrong with voting by mail, Greg.
No, that's what I did. Did you vote already, Gary?
No, I personally just like to vote on the day. I like the act of going into the booth and doing it on the day. So I'm going to do it on the day.
Yeah, I understand that. That makes sense. I think for me it was the, wanting to just get it done with and try to get it counted as fast as possible.
I know. I totally get that.
Oh, look at this. Joe down here on the beach. You know what I mean? Hold on, let's see if I can catch my photo here with him.
Yeah, get a selfie.
Just want to get, there we go. Look at us just chilling out. You know what I mean? This can be you, ladies and gentlemen. Get out of here. Nobody wants you, unicorn. You know what I mean? That's not, you heard me.
You're getting photobombed by a cosmic unicorn.
Get out of here. Nobody wants that. You know what I mean? Look at us, the best of friends.
Look at that. You
Joe
look happy
Biden and Greg Miller, best of friends. Yeah. Everybody knows it.
Just like it would be in real life, Greg. You smiling and him like, who is this idiot?
Yeah, shaking my hand, or I guess elbow bumps now in COVID world. Yeah, get out of here, or whatever. Right? Now, this is something interesting about Joe's Island, Gary, is that they sectioned it off, right? So that they could focus on a tailored experience over here. But in the other sections, right, they built it out to make it look like the town goes on forever. Which I've seen a lot of people play with perspective in Animal Crossing. And I
get the impression that they found someone to work with them on this who really has experience landscaping islands, because you can tell that this is like a pro job.
Yeah, 100%. Talk to Raymond.
Oh my God, they have Raymond.
Yeah,
Raymond is at least he was a while ago, the most sought after villager that you can get. Like he goes for real money, like on the Animal Crossing dark web.
Yeah,
on the black market.
The dark web.
he's a highly prized commodity, and of course, where you would find him on Joe's Island.
Of course, yeah. Well, that was the thing. I think they wanted to put people in here of obviously the highest class people are going to be coming over here. Look at this, another photo op.
I like the red, white, and blue. Oh my God! It's actually look at that. It's the flag. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, get all the selfies.
You got to.
While you can.
You got to get it. Well, yeah, we're here. We're going to take advantage of it, right? Run up here. Obviously, you can text AC to 30330. That'll get you onto the Joe Biden campaign mailers. You can volunteer. You can do stuff. You can just keep up to date with the campaign. Another sign over here, like that. But here's if you're somebody who doesn't know Animal Crossing, villagers come and move into your town and take over the things. You have to try and, like you're talking about, the black web, right, to get in there, the dark web space to get people. Of course, Joe Biden's got Apollo. You know what I mean? You want to talk about America. You want to talk about freedom.
Eagle, right? Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's got to be right there, right? So yeah, you have all these different people here. You can't customize what's in their house, obviously, but you can make sure you have the villagers you want.
Apollo's got a very very bachelor pad kind of vibe here. It looks like he lives inside a storage locker or something with a pool table.
Totally.
This is what my apartment looked like when I was in my early 20s, Greg.
You just lived in a public storage unit. That's where anything to make ends meet, right?
Storage locker wallpaper is an interesting choice. I like that.
Hey man, these are salt of the earth people. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a story to tell in Animal Crossing.
True. No airs and graces here.
Gary, do you have that clothesline over there? Do you have that?
I don't know.
I want that.
Well, maybe I do. I'm sure the Animal Talking prop department has it. I don't have it on my own island.
Check and let me know, because if you do, I want to make sure I
you want that?
I would like that.
You like to do your dirty laundry in public?
I do. Well, it's not dirty. It's clean when it's out there. Yeah, more trains out here, obviously. Again, the perspective being played with to give the town more of a vibe to it of what's going on over here. You can come over here. You can sit, wait for your train. Get over here, watch the trains. It's the Joe Biden way.
Yeah, because I mean, when he was a senator, right, he was famous for always riding the train to and from work.
Stay humble, Gary. Stay connected to the people.
I'm a man of the people. That's why I'm glad to be doing this.
I've said often, you are the man of the people.
I'm a man of the people.
You are a man. Now, there's a lot to do in here, as I've already said. Or when we get to the end here, we're going to give away the dream code. You can go get your photos, obviously. But one of the things I really dig is over here in the back, they've tried to rebuild the White House using the museum.
Oh, look at that with the rose garden.
Yeah. So it's one of those where it's off in the background, right, of, hey, this is what we're driving for. This is what we're striving for with Joe Biden in general, not just his Animal Crossing island, but what the goal is in general.
What a treat it is, if I may say, Greg, to see the White House and to be able to see it without it being surrounded by like a 20-foot solid wall.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. It's
nice
man.
to actually go and be able to look at it through the gates for a change. They've done considering I'm very familiar with like what the architectural limitations of Animal Crossing are. Yeah. They've done about as good a job as you could do. Like without Nintendo actually like going out of their way to help you, they've done that about as well as you could possibly.
No, 100%, right? Yeah, like I think it's great to see. It's when this idea got pitched to us, and actually, I think that's the White House, kind of the big moment. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to toss up the Biden code. If you want to go into Animal Crossing and go to the Biden Island and to get your photos and meet Apollo and get everything taken, get the T-shirts over there, you can enter the dream code from your bed, DA7286 5710 7487. You put that in, you can go there and get your own photo ops done for it. But when the way this starts, Gary, is that I've been trying to get Vice President Biden on We Have Cool Friends for quite a while, and so like it's one of those things. He's incredibly busy, and there's obviously way more important interviews for him to go do, and I understand that. But when they approached me, we're like, hey, we can't make that happen, but we're doing this Animal Crossing thing. Would you like to debut it and show it off to the world? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. It was that idea in the back of my head of like, oh man, I hope this island isn't terrible though. You know what I mean? Like it's so like
I'm gonna do a crappy island.
Yeah, you hope not, but it's that thing of like you don't understand like who's making. I mean, this island's way better than my island.
Because you don't want this to come off as a like how do you do fellow kids kind of thing.
Yeah, that was obviously yesterday one of the big Twitter responses to the announcement of like, oh yeah, look at this, trying to get in there and stuff. It's like it's just a cool thing to reach out to voters that are trying to support in any way they can, right? And I think even though it's to some it's incredibly goofy to get a Joe Biden sign and put it in your Animal Crossing front yard, it wasn't to me. I went and did that a long time ago to get official Joe Biden merch over here from the thing to match the actual merch I'm wearing.
In fact, I will be visiting this island later and grabbing some of that.
And like that's the big thing about it, right? Is I think if I can get not on a soapbox any stretch of the imagination here, but one of the things that I know happened when we announced this stream was obviously people were like, oh my God, I'd get texts. Oh, it's so cool that you're doing this. Oh man, but I'm sorry about the comments. And it's like, the comments are a fraction of the people. They are the vocal minority, right? Like I've seen over and over again since we started being very vocal and supporting Joe and supporting this movement, people saying, thank you for taking the stand. Thank you for saying something. And I think that negativity and trying to mock things and calling things cringy is the way people try to dominate the conversation and sway it from the real issues and keep you into a place where like, oh, maybe I shouldn't speak up about this. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. I'm Greg Miller. I've said this before on our podcast and I'll say it again right here, right? Like a lot of you have tuned to me for video game recommendations to go through my journey with cancer, to hear me talk about all manners of my life, and you respect my opinion enough there. I understand that for some people you don't want to vote, or it's just not your thing, or whatever. I don't care about either candidate. I'm asking you a personal favor to please, if you feel either of those ways, go vote for Joe Biden. I'm asking you to do that for me as your friend, as I always talk about. I watched the town halls last night, and Gary, it's literally night and day. And you talk about the White House not having walls up around it. I just want to be able to respect the president again. I just want to look to that office and understand that there's an actual adult in it. And I think, one of the things Vice President Biden said last night that resonated with me, right, is that the words of the president matter. And that, I think, is the long and short of it for me, because we could go on another 4 hours talking about this, that, and the other on any other side of what's going on. But in the long haul of this, right, is that there needs to be someone I believe in or trust in that house again.
I couldn't agree more with you, Greg, and that's why I'm so glad you asked me to do this and why I immediately jumped at the opportunity to do it. To your point, I'm a bit of a news junkie. I've always got like the cable news on in the house. I like to follow the news and what's happening in the world. And recently, I've had to stop doing that. I have an 8-year-old daughter at home, and like I don't know how this happened, but we now somehow live in a country where I have to turn the TV off when my kid's in the room if the president's on TV. How far have we fallen that has become the case? I would love for my daughter, and hopefully she'll be able to do this again very soon, to look at the president on TV and see that as something hopeful and optimistic and aspirational instead of just depressing and disgraceful and embarrassing. And I really, really hope that we can get back to those days sooner rather than later. As you know, Greg, I'm an immigrant. I came to this country 25 years ago, and it welcomed me, and it's been great to me. I made a family here, a career here. I made a life here. I love this country so much, and so it's so deeply upsetting to me to see the what it's been put through these last few years, is this disgrace, this embarrassment. I so desperately want to get back to something like normal where we can feel good about this country again. And I'm very, very optimistic that starting in January, we'll be able to do that.
And the only way to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is if you get out and vote this November. Remember, you can go to iwillvote.com. You can make your plan there. Of course, there's vote.org. There's gamers.vote. There's a million different resources for you to get out and make your voice heard. Of course, the one thing I always talk about is... I get a lot of it of like, oh man, keep politics out of games. I follow you for this, blah, blah, blah. Of course, like I say, that's people trying to shout you down and make you feel like your opinion doesn't matter. Each one of you, your opinions matter, and you need to make those known, and you need to speak those out so it doesn't seem like the negative is outweighing the positive all the time. And absolutely. I personally think that, the easiest way to do that is to vote for Joe Biden this November. Obviously, we're in October right now, so that's my confusion. And I'm so excited for the Animal Crossing Halloween stuff coming up, but I digress. So yeah, this is Biden Island in Animal Crossing. You, of course, can get to it by going to bed. Go to bed in your Animal Crossing world, and then put in the dream code DA728657107478. You do that, you can come here, you can get your photo ops, you can do whatever you want, pick up the Biden merch, and just have a good time. Gary.
I love it. I love what they've done. It's very, very cool. And I'm glad to have been a part of this. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for being a part of it, Gary. Thank you for being vocal in your support as well. I know, obviously, it's there's the path of least resistance sometimes, and I'm always happy to see you not take it.
And listen, since I'm sure some of the Biden campaign people are watching or listening right now, anything I can do to help you guys in the run-up to the election, either before or after, let me know. I'm there for you. I'm voting, I'm donating, and doing everything I can, but I keep wanting to do more. Like, what more can I do?
Sure.
If there's anything else, if there's anything else I can do to help Joe and Kamala in the run-up to the election, let me know, and I'll be there.
100%. And I think, the other thing I would put out there is that, for years I didn't donate to elections or do anything like that. This year I've done a bunch, and what I've been doing, and I think, once I jumped off the diving board, one of the things for me was like, oh, it literally is every little bit helps. Like, it's not, I'm not giving, I'm a man of means here. I'm not giving out $5,000 donations or anything even remotely close to that, right? Like, I'm not breaking 100, but it is that thing sometimes, when something happens or I get a text or an email or whatever from the campaign saying, hey, every little bit helps. I'll chip in $1. I'll chip in $5. And I think, the services and the way it all works makes it so simple that it's just the easiest way to do it.
Absolutely. And also, Greg, I've got some good news for you. I've got a text from my wife, who is also the head of the prop department at Animal Talking. You now have that clothesline. It was sent to you during the show.
I'm very excited. Thank you much, Mrs. Whitta.
That's the magic we can do here.
Thank you very much, Gary, Mrs. Whitta.
Animal Talking team.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this thing. I hope you all go out there, support Joe Biden this November. Of course, check out The Dream in Animal Crossing. If you like Kind of Funny's content, make sure you like, subscribe, share over there. And until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.